in good form. 2 winners in the last fortnight. Spike Jones was second at Kelso yesterday, so I would think they'll be pretty hopeful of a good run from a mare who gets on well with Robbie Dunn.
Okay, tough as old boots for Donald and Abby McCain, and Esme Shelby in the old red rum colours for same stable, and Charlie Maggs claiming 10, who was on board at Utoxeter last time out.
Yeah, Charlie's ridden her twice and has been second on both occasions, including that run at Utoxeter, where she finished behind Atlantic Dancer, who's rated 95 of Nick Alexandra's. She is looking for her first career start at the 14th attempt, and her stablemate, that Abby McCain rides, Tough as All Boots. She was a winner on a rules debut back in the spring of last year, won by 26 lengths that day, having come from Ireland. Hasn't won since, but again ran creditably enough, I thought, at Leicester last time.
Last May, Noble Affair was runner-up at Hexham, beating 8 lengths, but last 2 starts, 84 lengths and 14 lengths, and she finds herself here still of top weight of a mark of 92.
Yeah, best run, as you mentioned, that was at Hexham last spring, wasn't it, with May time when she finished second. The 2 runs since, both have come on the back of quite lengthy breaks, including here last weekend. She'd been off the track for 142 days. She was beaten 14 and a half lengths, so you say this is probably a lesser contest, but you've got to think she's got to up her game on that effort.
Okay, Brave Bern was well beat on first start for this new yard rookie trainer, Catch Bissett. We wish her well, but probably needs a bit of help from the handicapper as well.
Yeah, she's rated 74. She had a spell with Oliver Sherwood and Nick Alexander as well. So one for the new yard was beaten 40 odd lengths. So again, she'd need to step up on that.
Do you think Donald will go forward here? Noble Affair possibly?
Yeah, I thought so. I thought Esme Shelby could be handy. She led at Utoxeter last time out, didn't she? And I suspect Sawpit Sienna won't be a million miles on. Well, we're already talking a small field anyway, but she's usually fairly handy as well.
Yeah, I don't think she does anything that quick, so they won't be keen to let it turn into a sprint with her.
No, I don't think so. I mean, you look where she's won. She's won at Taunton, she's won at Fakenham twice, but you wonder about Carlisle, but she was second in the race last year, so it seems to come alight to her.
Yep, second at Wincanton last time out, off the same mark of 90 as she races off this afternoon. So, gone post time, they're going to walk out onto the track proper very shortly. Noble Affair, definitely the biggest. Big daughter of Morozov, 7-year-old for Jane Walton Ross Chapman. Good same on board. He was fine after a final fence fall in her previous race. Right, let's get up to Darren Owen. Darren, some famous colours here. No doubt you'll be happy to call these home in front.
Indeed, yeah. Esme Shelby's colours there, the old red rum colours, the maroon with the yellow diamond, Noel Lemaire's colours. In fact, they were actually the second colours, believe it or not, but they were so lucky at Aintree. Red rum always carried them at Aintree, and of course in the Scottish National. Glen Kiln actually carried the first colours. Lining up. And they're off. The download the new Racing Post app Mares Handicap Hurdle is underway. And they're going towards the first of 8 flights, and the front 2 over it to where Esme Shelby and Noble Affair. They're being followed by Sawpit Sienna in the purple and yellow. Brave Bern is just in behind, and then comes Tough as Old Boots. So leaving the back straight at a decent enough pace. And Esme Shelby, who was a second recently at Utoxeter, it has a narrow lead over Noble Affair on the descent to the turn-in. Sawpit Sienna, Robbie Dunn's mount, is in third place, but only just from a Brave Bern on the rail. And then Tough as Old Boots, the back marker. So Donald McCain responsible for the pace setter and the back marker at present. So Esme Shelby comes on up the hill, going on towards the second flight. Esme Shelby by around about 3 lengths to Noble Affair, then another 3 lengths to Brave Bern on the inside of a Sawpit Sienna, and an awkward jump there from Sawpit Sienna. The back marker is Tough as Old Boots still, and the next hurdle they'll take is the third. Esme Shelby has got a few lengths on this field. Esme Shelby at it now, and now it's an uncontested lead. Esme Shelby, for the time being, has seen off Noble Affair coming up the hill and in front of the enclosures. Sawpit Sienna's in third in the purple and yellow. And then Brave Bern, who's looking to get off the mark on the running rail. Brave Bern is just ahead of Tough as Old Boots. And it's the download the new Racing Post app Mares Handicap Hurdle. And they're going now into the turn. Circuit to go, Esme Shelby in pole position around the bend, about 3 lengths clear of Noble Affair, Sawpit Sienna, and then Brave Bern and Tough as Old Boots, and they move on down the hill. So Esme Shelby in front. Quite possible that Charlie Maggs just getting a breather into this mare Esme Shelby, leading by around about 2 lengths to A Noble Affair and Ross Chapman. Is along the outside and tracked by Sawpit Sienna, with the last 2 being Tough as Old Boots in the blue, Brave Ben to the inside, and the maroon and white stripes and the noseband. Well grouped as they go on down the hill and approach the 4th hurdle of 8, and it's Esme Shelby still leading, and leads now by only about 1.5 lengths. Noble Affair closing into the outside. Sawpit Sienna is in behind, and then Brave Ben, Tough as Old Boots. A little bit awkward there with the jump, Tough as Old Boots. So around the turn and going across the top end of the course, they've only got 4 to jump, and it's Esme Shelby chased by Noble Affair as they go towards this hurdle. Good jump from Esme Shelby. Noble Affair second, Sawpit Sienna third, Tough as Old Boots is next, and then Brave Ben would be around about 6 lengths off for Esme Shelby. So Esme Shelby going to the 3rd last, and in front of Noble Affair, followed by Sawpit Sienna, Tough as Old Boots and Brave Ben. And now they're preparing to leave the back straight. So a bit of a run to 2 out. And Esme Shelby is still out in front. The leading margin only about 1 length. Noble Affair, the Jane Walton train runner, bearing down on Esme Shelby. Sawpit Sienna is just behind them. Sawpit Sienna, who was a runner-up in this race a couple of years ago. And then comes Tough as Old Boots, followed by Brave Ben. And they're about to turn into the straight. Around about 3 furlongs to go, just 2 to jump. Now they're starting to crank up the tempo once again. And it's Esme Shelby in front of Noble Affairs now being driven. And then a motionless Robbie Dunn aboard Sawpit Sienna. Tough as Old Boots is also coming off the bridle, as is the outpaced Brave Ben. And it's Esme Shelby at the 2nd last, and clip the top bar. Sawpit Sienna now over to the far running rail to the left is thrown down a big effort to Esme Shelby. Noble Affair and Tough as Old Boots are just behind them. They're heading down towards the final hurdle, and at the last, big jump there from Esme Shelby. One red run would have been proud of. Esme Shelby on the near side. Tough as Old Boots is now finding top gear. Sawpit Sienna is trying to go forward, and then Noble Affair, they're inside the final 100 yards. Tough as Old Boots now is just living up to her name, Tough as Old Boots, but Noble Affair's coming back at Tough as Old Boots. It's Tough as Old Boots who needs the line to Noble Affair. Tough as Old Boots clings on from Noble Affair, and then Brave Ben, Sawpit Sienna, Esme Shelby in another really good finish.
She's well named, Tough as Old Boots, and she has won for Donald and Abby McCabe, claiming 5 from Noble Affair in 2nd place for Jane Walton and Ross Chapman. What a finish. 4 of the mares all with some sort of chance over the last.
Yeah, it was a really good finish, wasn't it? It looked as though Donald's other mare might land a spot. She's jumped the last in front, and it looked between her and Sawpit Sienna, who arguably travelled the better, but stablemate, lived up to her name under Abby McCain, battled on really well, and then has had to fend off the late challenge of Noble Affair, who only ran here last weekend, but a much better performance from her today.
Even, I think Catch Bissett will be delighted with a Brave Ben. She stayed on well from the back of the last. As we watch it split by the width of the track, commentator Darren Owen said Red Rum would have been proud of the jump. Esme Shelby got it last. It's hard to believe she's going to finish last.
Yeah, absolutely. But as you say, Esme Shelby got a really bold jump at the last. You thought that might seal the victories. Sawpit Sienna far side, and then you've got the 2 challengers up the middle. Tough as Old Boots, who's winning it for the 2nd time over hurdles now. She'd won on good ground. She's coped with the heavy conditions, but she's had to dig deep to fend off that late challenge from Noble Affair, who's under top weight of 12 stone.
Yeah, good finish. We'll try and grab a word with Abby McCain before she goes to weigh in.